Hi guys, so I don't know whether anyone else watched Claire's Crafty Corner yesterday, but I certainly did, and I was totally inspired by the galaxy effect that she did. I absolutely loved it, so I had to come and try it myself. Started off with the UV resin, just doing little blobs. What I wanted to try and do was do a moon. You know, like the moon has dark areas and then light areas. I wanted to try that. At this point, it started looking a bit rude, so I got a cloth and just wiped it off and started again. I wanted what would be craters to be a little bit smaller. So I got myself a little stand, just put some UV resin onto there, got a little tool that I could dot on some smaller drops, the raindrop effect on with. I'm not doing very good at describing this, but if you watch the video, you can see what I do. So I put some little drops on, making craters for the moon, basically. And then I went round after and I put a few dots for just distant stars, just little dots all round. So once I've finished putting everything on, I put the UV lamp on for 90 seconds. So for the actual colour of the craters, I wanted it to be a little bit darker, but I didn't have a colour that I liked, so I used an eyeshadow palette. Basically used a grey silver colour, and I didn't want to put it on with a brush because I knew it would fly off everywhere, so I just used a Q-tip and just basically smoothed it over the top of the little resin balls, little resin blobs, so that it like would form a shadow. And I loved that. I loved that effect. And then I basically, after I'd blown all the bits and pieces out, I did a bigger bit of resin over. So you'll see that in a minute. So yeah, I put the resin over the top of the little blobs, so that it would basically form a moon. And my idea is that the blobs would stick out underneath the resin. So I then cured that for 90 seconds. And then once that was done, I used the colour that I've just shown you just to dust over the top of the basically the moon shape. But I didn't do all of it. I wanted to try and see if I could make it look like some of it was in shadow. You know, sometimes you see the moon and you see a bright side, but you can still see the other side. It's like in shadow. I wanted to try and get that effect. I also went over a couple little of the other resin dots that I'd done, just to try and see if I could make it look like the sun was shining, you know, towards that way, and then they would go off and be darker. So that's what I was trying. So then I tried to add a star, but you know, like a traditional star, four-pointed star. Sometimes on the pictures when you see them, and it's been taken by a telescope, it shows you like a star with four points coming off. So I thought I'd try that. I did, for some reason, and I don't know why, put some blue glitter into the resin. I've no idea why. I just thought it would be good. You can't really see it. Perhaps next time I'll use the gold as I did in the comets, but you'll see that in a moment. They did pick that up. So I decided to colour this in orange. Again, I don't know why. Orange and blue, I've no idea. But I did the same again. I just used a Q-tip, trying not to get it all over the actual mould. So now I did the comets, excuse me, and what I basically did was did it like a blob of the UV resin. Then I put some of the gold glitter in there because I thought, you know, you'd be able to see that. And then I basically pulled the resin out to try and form somewhat of a tail on there. It does have quite a good effect, but I think it needs to be longer and put more streaks in possibly next time, just to shape it out more. And this time I used the brush and I went over with some gold and I pulled it out just to form like the comet's tail, just to bring it out more. And I think they were, my idea was to go from gold to another colour, but I didn't leave myself enough room. I'm only using a small mould. This is actually the largest mould I've got. I do need to try and get some more moulds. And I did actually ruin this mould because you can actually see the UV resin dots on it now. So I think I won't be able to use that in future. And if I'd have had time, or if I'd have had a bigger mould, I'd have probably gone with some different colours towards the end of the mould. So now what I'm doing is I'm just adding in like the galaxy part of it, if you like. So I've just used some universal blue, which makes an amazing denim colour. When you mix it with resin, it's beautiful. I used that. I used a bit of red. I used a bit of gold, just to try and make like the galaxy effect. I then, in my wisdom, you know we have strange minds, us crafters, decided it needed a UFO. So I tried to draw on the back of this card that's, yeah, it didn't work. The pen wouldn't go on it. So I just cut myself out a little disc shape and decided to lay it down. Don't ask me why. I then thought, do you know what, we're missing the earth? So I put another blob of resin on there and I decided blue and green glitter, which didn't work. You'll see at the end that didn't work. Next time I think I need to put some blue and green blobs under it like I did with the moon, perhaps misshape some of them just to make that work. I will try that again. So then I just added some silver and some blue glitter. I just dotted it around because I thought, you know, that might show fur off stairs, just give it a bit of interest. So then I coloured the resin and I decided to use silver black and universal blue. And I just tried mixing these, the mica powders. I've never actually mixed mica powders before, so I had no idea what I was doing. But I just thought, you know, put a bit of blue in it so that it shows some light on one side, and then put black on the other. I think I did it wrong. I should have done it the other way around. The light on the right hand side as we're looking at it, and the dark on the left hand side, but I did it the other way around. So but after that we let it set. So here's the result, and wow, I can't believe it. I absolutely love it. Look at that moon. You can actually see craters on the moon. Oh my god, it's brilliant. I mean, I must admit, I did demould this as soon as I walked in from work. I ran upstairs and I demoulded it just to have a look at it. But I couldn't wait to show it you. That's why I've put the video up tonight. I think it looks brilliant. Like I said, the comet's tails probably need to go a little bit longer. I'm absolutely chuffed with that moon. I can't believe it actually worked. And I could probably have gone thicker with the colours, the mica powder on the actual mould. But I think it's brilliant. Thanks, Claire, for your inspiration. It's great. I can't wait to try something new.